In this video, we are going to learn about lead acid battery or cells. As usual, we will start with a question. The question is, which tool is used to measure the size of a wire? From the shops, we will purchase wires. But how do you measure the size of a wire? Please answer in the comment section. Let us be interactive. Now, our today's topic is lead acid battery. So what is a lead acid battery? Simply somebody asks you what's a lead acid battery, what do you say? It's a group of lead acid cells. Lead acid cells. And what is the specialty of this lead acid battery? This can be charged and discharged. We can charge this battery, okay? Can be charged and discharged. So it belongs to what category of cells? Primary or secondary? It is secondary because we can charge and discharge. Secondary cells. Primary cells just use and throw, like our dry cell. But these lead acid batteries are rechargeable batteries. And this voltage, this lead acid cell voltage, each cell voltage will vary from 1.8 volt to 2.2 volt. When it is fully charged, it will read 2.2 volt. And when it is discharged, it will read 1.8 volt. But nominal voltage is given as nominal cell voltage of lead acid cell equal to 2 volt. Now we will see how it charges, how the current flows. For this battery we have electrolyte. Electrolyte is there. What is the electrolyte used in lead acid battery? What is the electrolyte used? Tell me. It is diluted sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Sulfuric acid diluted. Diluted means what? That is, it is H2SO4, sulfuric acid plus water. In a particular ratio, they will add these two. Now this is our negative electrode. This let it be the negative electrode. Negative electrode is the cathode. And this is our anode. And this cathode, this anode is made up of lead peroxide, PbO2. This is lead peroxide. And the cathode is made up of sponge lead. Lead, but it's a sponge lead, okay? Sponge lead. Now, first we will see if we discharge, what is the process of discharging? Now, if we discharge, what we have to do? We have to connect a load. Okay, so let's connect a bulb here. We connect a bulb or resistance. If we connect, the battery start to discharge. When it discharges, what happens? Let's see. Now we are going to see the discharging of lead acid battery. During discharging, what happens? Let us first consider the discharging. While discharging, what happens? We have what is there? We have this H2SO4. This H2SO4 split into two ions. That is 2H plus ions and SO4 2 minus ions. Once these ions are there in this electrolyte now, Okay, so what happens? This ions, this SO4 2H plus, I'll write it here, 2H plus ions moves towards the anode. So let's see what happens at the anode. Anode. What is the reaction happening at the anode? At anode, what happens? At the anode, what we have? We have lead oxide. Lead peroxide, not oxide, okay, sorry. It's lead peroxide. This 2H plus ions moves towards the anode, and it will give this, it will receive electrons from PbO2, lead peroxide, and it becomes hydrogen atoms, and it will just stick to it. So lead oxide plus 2H, it gives us lead oxide plus water. So battery is discharging, okay. This lead oxide, what happens? It will react again with the lead oxide. It will react with the H2SO4 again. So that gives out lead sulfate, PbSO4, lead sulfate. Lead sulfate and water will get. Water will get. Now at the cathode, what happens? At the cathode, what happens? The cathode, what happens? This, what ions moves towards the cathode? This H2SO4 ions. This is the discharging cycle, okay. SO4 minus, SO4 2 minus. SO4 2 minus ions moves towards the cathode. Now we'll see what is the reaction at cathode. At cathode, what happens? At cathode, we have sponge lead that will react with this SO4 minus goes there, and it gives this extra electrons to the lead, and it becomes SO4 radical that will react with this SO4. That this SO4 radical will react with this sponge lead and forms lead sulfate. Lead sulfate. Now what we understood, when it discharges, what happens when it discharges? Both the anode as well as the cathode is changing over to lead sulfate. Okay, that is a point we have to remember. It is changing over to lead sulfate. As well as water is released during discharging. Now, if water is released, what happens? There is one quantity called specific gravity of a battery. Specific gravity. Specific gravity. This specific gravity for a lead acid battery, when it is fully charged, it is 1.25, and when it discharges, it will goes to 1.17. So when it discharges, due to the addition of water, that is this water get added to the sulfuric acid, and the specific gravity decreases. Okay, decreases discharging while discharging. Now we will see what happens when discharging. After discharging the battery, again we have the same we have the electrolyte. What is the electrolyte in a lead acid battery? Now all of you knows it is diluted H2SO4. This diluted H2SO4, this is our cathode, this is our anode. So after discharging, what was our cathode? What was our anode? It was lead sulfate, right? What was our cathode? Cathode also was lead sulfate. Lead sulfate. Now when you discharge, It's supposed to come back to the anode should be lead peroxide and the cathode should be lead. That's what when we charge we supposed to get. Now what you do to charge this battery? We'll connect to a power source. AC power source or DC power source? We'll connect to a DC power source. Sorry, this polarity, this should be plus. Same polarity, DC power source. We'll connect to a DC power source. Now, again, the same thing is there. What is there? This H2SO4 again dissolves, and what is there? We'll having 2H plus ions and SO4 2 minus ions. Now, here is the difference. This is the charging cycle. This is a charging cycle. Okay, charging cycle. During charging, what happens? This SO4 will move to anode, and 2H ions will move to cathode. Cathode. So now we'll see what is the chemical reaction happening at the anode. We'll write it anode. What is happening at the anode? At anode, what is our anode now? It is lead sulfate. Plus what is moving towards the anode? SO4 is moving, right? SO4 reaches there and it becomes a radical, and with 2H2 it forms lead peroxide, and lead peroxide plus H2SO4. Now what happens? Our specific gravity of the battery increases. Now what about the cathode? At cathode, what happens? It's a discharging cycle. Okay, at cathode what happens? Cathode also we have lead sulfate. This lead sulfate react with what? 2H. So we get H2SO4 and lead we got. Now while charging we got back what was there, and we started discharging. So here these two are the key things. See, we are getting back lead peroxide, we are getting back, and here the cathode we are getting back the sponge lead, right? Now specific gravity also increased because now more H2SO4 is produced. Okay, any point I left out now? Okay, I think this is simple working. Now what happens? There will be a charge imbalance will be there. Charge imbalance will be there. When there is a charge difference between the cathode and the anode, there will be a charge difference. Number of electrons and number of plus positive charges and number of negative charges are not going to be equal. So what happens? Electrons flows from, oh no, sorry, not from here. Electrons flows from our cathode to, electrons will flow from here, cathode to anode. So we are getting a current flow. Not in this here actually, not, sorry. I supposed to tell you this there where it is in, this is actually a charging. It's in discharging process, it's like that. Okay. I hope you have got the basic idea. Now let me see anything. There are some defects related to this battery. Defects. I'll just write the defects only and I will explain you what it is. There is something called buckling. If you discharge beyond the rating of the battery, the plates get buckle and get short. Plates gets buckle and short So once plates get shorted, we can't use it. Okay, once plates get shorted, we can't use it. Plates get short. And the second one is that while maintaining What kind of, we will use a pure, we will use drinking water or distilled water in a battery? We use always distilled water. Why do we use? To avoid sedimentation. Sedimentation also a defect. If there is any impurities there in the water, if you use normal water, there will be impurity and it will get sedimented in the bottom of the battery. That is also a defect. So you have to use distilled water. Distilled water has to be used. Distilled water you have to use. Distilled water, we have to use it. And third, what's a defect? Something called sulfation. Okay, the sulfation is one of the important thing we have to remember. Sulfation. The sulfation means if the battery is completely discharged and if you don't charge it for 2 or 3 weeks, the sulfate becomes hard. Lead sulfate is forming while discharging the battery. We have seen sulfate becomes hard. Then it cannot be recharged. This condition is known as sulfation. So weekly once it has to be charged and discharged. That's weekly once. You have to charge and discharge the battery. Discharge the battery. Okay, now one more is there. That's a normal thing. That's a corrosion. Corrosion. Why corrosion happens? Because the terminals of the battery is made up of copper plus lead. It will get corroded. That's why when you go to the battery, he'll apply some grease to it. So friends, I hope we'll stop it here because it is a little lengthy and some chemical reactions are involved in it. I think you need not worry much about it. What is happening to the cathode and anode while charging and discharging, you should know. And what is the electrolyte, that also you should know. And what about the specific gravity value? And one more thing I like to tell you now. So all of you please write the answer in the comment section. These batteries are known as storage batteries. Okay, storage. These lead acid batteries are known as storage batteries because they are not generating any electricity. Actually, they are storing the energy. So thanks for watching. Please share the video with your friends. Thank you.